In this presentation, we'll look at features for reports such as the thesaurus, table of contents, and captions, features that are for references such as footnotes, endnotes, and citations, as well as mail merge used for letters, envelopes, and labels. As you type in Word, it can check for common misspellings. The autocorrect feature can fix mistakes such as accidentally typing HTE when you mean the. It'll even capitalize the first letter of the sentence. You can add your own common mistakes to the list or use it to simplify typing a long phrase, such as changing CCC to Community College Center. To do this, we'll click File and then Options. And from the dialog box, we'll choose Proofing. Then click the Autocorrect Options button. In the Replace box, we'll type CCC, and in the With box, we'll type Community College Center. We'll click Add, and then we'll click OK. Now when we type CCC, the phrase is automatically substituted for us. The thesaurus is used to find words with a similar meaning, synonyms, or words with an opposite meaning, called antonyms. With the cursor on a word, go to the Review tab and then click Thesaurus to open the pane on the side, or you can right-click on the word, and in the shortcut menu, go to Synonyms, and then choose a word. If nothing is appropriate, open the thesaurus pane from here. When you click on a word, it shows you additional words with a similar meaning. And once you find one that you'd like to substitute, hover your mouse on the word, click on the arrow, and then click Insert, and the word will be placed into your document. A table of contents lets you list topics and page numbers in a report automatically. The topics will be clickable links which can be used when viewing the document electronically. There are two steps to creating a table of contents. First, format the titles throughout the document to a heading style or marked entry. Then we can automatically generate the table of contents. We'll start by selecting the topics in the document. We'll select the first phrase we want, and then for the additional ones, we'll use Control and drag the mouse. This lets us select non-adjacent ranges. Then from the Home tab, we'll choose a heading style. We'll choose Heading Style 2. Now we'll position the cursor at the top of the document where we'd like the table of contents to appear. From the References tab, we'll click Table of Contents and we'll choose a style. Notice how the table of contents appears gray when we have our cursor placed over it. This indicates that it's been put in as a code, and the page numbers will appear automatically. It's very important to keep in mind that the table of contents will not be updated automatically. Therefore, if there have been any changes in the document, you'll need to update the table of contents. You can click in it and then use this button, Update Table, to update it, or you could have pressed the F9 function key. If only the pages have changed, click OK. But if there have been changes to the topics as well, then click Update Entire Table, and then click OK. To create tabs with leader dots or lines which lead your eye across the page, we'll select the text. Then from the Paragraph dialog box, we'll click Tabs, We want our 6-inch tab to have leader dots in front. So we'll choose it, and then a style of leader dots. And then we'll click Set. Captions are used to identify pictures, charts, tables, and other objects. To add a caption, click on the object, and then from the References tab, click Insert Caption. In the dialog box, choose if the item will be a figure, equation, or table, and choose the position of the item, below or above. Then click OK. We'll center this caption. If there were existing captions throughout the document, they're automatically renumbered. And if you'd like to include a reference to those objects within your document, then you can include a cross-reference using this button on the References tab. Footnotes are notes at the bottom of the page, such as a source or additional information that may be needed. Endnotes are listed together at the very end of the document. A number or symbol which is superscripted above the line indicates a footnote or an endnote. To insert a footnote or endnote, position the cursor after the text where it should appear. Then from the References tab, click Insert Footnote or Insert Endnote. At the bottom of the page, type the note. You'll see the superscript number that has appeared at the bottom of the page as well as in the body of the document. If additional footnotes or endnotes were included, they would be automatically renumbered. If you need to delete a footnote or endnote, backspace the number in the body of the document, and it will automatically also delete the corresponding note at the bottom of the page. In formal MLA or APA reports, citations are used for sources. These citations generally display the author's name or other information about the source in parentheses. Before creating citations, first choose the style that will be used. On the References tab, go to the Style button, and then choose from APA, Chicago, MLA, and more. Check with your instructor which style they prefer, as different ones are used in different disciplines. We'll choose MLA. Now to create the citation, position the cursor to the left of the period in the sentence that you need to cite. From the References tab, click Insert Citation, and then click Add New Source. Choose if you'll be citing a book, a website, an article, or other source. Enter your data into the appropriate fields. If more information is needed, click Show All Bibliography Fields. When we're finished entering the data for our citation and we click OK, Word automatically inserts it into the document, and here is shown the author's last name in parentheses. If we need to use the same source again later in the document, we can reposition the cursor where it needs to appear. And then from the References tab, we can click Insert Citation and choose the one that we had already created. If we need to edit a citation, we can click in it in the document and then go to Edit Source. The Source Manager allows us to use the source throughout multiple documents and to edit, delete, or add new sources. From the References tab, click Manage Sources. Sources can be copied from the master list to the current document and vice versa. To automatically generate the Works Cited page, place the cursor at the end of the document. Then, from the References tab, click Bibliography. We'll then click Insert Bibliography. The work cited is automatically generated. Notice these three things. It's sorted by author. It includes Hagee and Dents. And it's automatically formatted as appropriate for our style. It's best to check the formatting with your instructor and with the style that's being used. Another way that you could have included the work cited would be from your References tab, click Bibliography, and then because we're using the MLA style, we'll choose Works Cited. The difference with this method is it will automatically include a heading in blue and formatted so that it's recognized automatically in a table of contents. Of course, this heading can be deleted, or you could center it and change it back to the normal style if you didn't need it for a table of contents. An index lists topics and page numbers at the end of the document. Before generating an index, the text to be included needs to be marked. To mark text, select the text, and then from the References tab, click Mark Entry. In the dialog box, click Mark, and then Close. Notice with the Show Hide button turned on that we can see the code that indicates that this will be part of the index. Continue in the same way for the other text. To create the index, position the cursor at the end of the document. Then, from the References tab, click Insert Index. In the dialog box, choose the format. The index is automatically generated. To add new entries, don't type them into the index area. Instead, mark the text as before, and then use the Update Index button. Templates are documents with predefined settings to help save time and effort. Click File, New, and then choose one of the templates shown or search for a new one. We'll search for a letter template. We'll pick one to download. And then we'll need to modify it, removing the text placeholders and replacing it with our own. It's important to be fairly experienced with Word to modify the template. For example, some templates use tables, columns, line breaks, section breaks, or other commands. So to modify it, you'll need to be aware of these features and how to change them. Use the Show Hide button, and also look for the contextual ribbons that'll show up as you're working. The Mail Merge feature allows you to merge different text into a main document so it's personalized for each recipient with their name and address. We can create custom envelopes and labels as well. We'll first create a set of letters addressed to different individuals. To start, begin with the letter as the main document, or begin with a blank document. From the Mailings tab, click Start Mail Merge, and then click Letters. The next step is to select the recipients. This can be done from an Excel or Access file. Click Use an existing list, and then browse for the file. Or we could have entered the recipients manually by choosing Type a New List. In the dialog box, enter the information for each recipient, and then, when finished, click New Entry and continue to the next person. When you're done adding all of them, click OK. This creates an Access database file from the information. To modify the information, click Edit Recipient List, and then choose the data source and click Edit. Make any necessary changes. If you want to exclude a name from the mail merge, click the check mark to unselect it. Now the merge fields need to be placed in the main document. These are placeholders where the recipient data will be placed during the merge. The parts we'll customize for each recipient in our letters are the address block, greeting line, and any other places where we want the recipient's name. To create the address block, position the cursor, and then from the Mailings tab, click Address Block. Choose the format you'd like the names to appear in. Check the recipients to ensure they look as you expect, and change any other settings. Then click OK. Notice the address block placeholder code. To include a greeting line with the recipient's name, position the cursor, then from the Mailings tab, click Greeting Line. Select a format and how you would like the name to appear. Look through the preview to ensure it's as you expect, and then click OK. Now we're ready to preview the document and complete the merge. From the Mailings tab, click Preview Results. Then navigate through the different records to check them. To perform the mail merge, click Finish and Merge, and then click Print Documents. Choose which letters you would like to print, or choose all, and then click OK. To create envelopes, click the Mailing tab, then click Envelopes. Enter the recipient's address here and verify your return address. Then click Print. We'll create return address labels. From the Mailing tab, click Labels. Then include our return address by clicking in the box. Choose the types of labels you'll be printing by clicking Options and select the vendor name, as well as the product number found on the package of your labels. Click Print when complete.